Biohazard warning. Entering contaminated zone. Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only. Backup activated. System rebooted.
What's going on, guys? Your man Sly here, and welcome back to another weapon restock guide. Now, I'm going to try to keep these as in-depth as possible, but with the addition of 3 extra vendor locations, this makes checking out each one a bit of a challenge to pull off while not drawing it out to some crazy time frame. So, with our quest for the most OP weapon never complete, let's head upstairs and check out the special equipment vendor number 1 and see what's up for this weekend. Alright, so first up we have our favorite historian at 204 gear score for 670 Phoenix credits. 148% headshot damage, which is on the low side. Like most M1As, it has 300 rounds per minute with 10 in the mag unmodded. Pretty decent damage, but the talents, well, we already know that it's not that great, and with 204s dropping everywhere, I'd definitely hold off. Next, we have a classic M1A for 679 Phoenix credits, 145% headshot damage with lesser damage than the historian above. The same stats, but this has determined, swift, and intense. Not too much different than the historian, but why would you buy this when the historian has more damage, better headshot damage, and you can at least get one talent you want by re-rolling? This is another definite skip. Next, we have the Police MK17 for 679 credits, 148% headshot damage, 275 rounds per minute with 20 in the mag unmodded. Talents are swift, dominant, and brutal. You could make this decent, but why get the police when you can have something like an M1A or an SVD? The damage and the stability of this thing isn't where it should be to make it appealing. So, once again, another goodbye. And the last weapon on the list is a 182 custom M44 for 222 Phoenix credits, 151% headshot damage, 55 rounds per minute with 5 in the mag unmodded. Provident, intense, and trained are its talents, but 182s are absolutely everywhere these days, and this is probably the last week I'm going to mention 182s since they are basically the 163s of this update. Nobody really wants them. So moving on to our 204 armor pieces of the week, we have 2 chest pieces, a tactical and an operator's vest. Both cost 423 credits, and both are stamina and stats. They have the best talents in the game, which are reckless and vigorous, but again, 204s are slowly starting to become obsolete. Alright, well let's head downstairs and check out the equipment vendor number 2. Now from here on out, this is where weird doubles thing starts to happen. Not sure what this is about, but nonetheless, at least it allows you to shoot for the better damage. Alright, well again, we have our historian friend for 672 Phoenix credits, which is kind of weird. The one upstairs was 670 if I remember right. This one has 162% headshot damage, which was way more than upstairs, so maybe that's why. Of course, same talents, but with the new expansion, it's really not worth it anymore. Next, we have the first of this doubles thing I was talking about with 2 military M870 shotguns. Both are in the 670 Phoenix credit area and a little over 200 stagger each. One has 212, one's at 214. The first one has amazing talents, guys. Brutal, self-preserved, and fierce, while the second one has capable, adept, and accurate. If you could put accurate on the first one, it would be a god among shotguns. Now remember, each pellet can crit on a shotgun, and one is none still works absolutely amazingly well on them. So I actually messed around with a few shotguns yesterday, and you know what, guys? I was actually pleasantly surprised, man. I hated the SASG last update, but now, dude, it's actually pretty amazing. I was 3-shotting level 33s, and it had shitty talents. Imagine having a good one. This one having double, almost double and a half times the damage of the SASG would probably blow enemies away pretty freaking quickly. That stagger effect, it's not really super noticeable, but it is awesome to have to stop shotgunners from rushing, and that's all that matters. Alright, next up we have a classic M60 for 208 Phoenix credits, and this is our last 182 for the week. Nothing special here, and our 204 armor switches over to knee pads for 335 Phoenix credits, with stamina and perceptive, and the holster is 293 credits with all 3 stats and nimble. Alright guys, time to make our way down to the Underground. Now I did check out the blueprints vendor and there wasn't much there to see. A few new things, but nothing exceptional that needed to be pointed out. By the way, I still love the feel of this place. All the NPCs, all these players packed in here. It actually gives you the feeling that something important's going on. And I actually like that, guys. It's kind of cool. Alright, let's check it out. Again, here is that weird doubles theme in full force. 2 shotguns in the mid-level vendor, and now here we have back-to-back-to-back SVDs. Alright, first up we have a Paratrooper SVD for 930 Phoenix credits. It's a high-scored item at 229, though you need to be a rank of 40 in the Underground. 156% headshot damage with 260 rounds per minute, 10 in the mag unmodded. The downside is that all of these are full of crusty talents, man. This one has prepared, competent, and decisive. Next, we have a surplus SVD, which is the lowest tier of the SVDs, for 676 credits and a score of 204. Better headshot damage at 163 with 260 rounds per minute, 10 in the mag, just like all the other ones. Talents are competent, capable, decisive. Again, not that great. Capable is good, but this marksman rifle is the most accurate and fast handling out of them all. It could maybe use stable, but capable is going to be a waste of talent unless you max out the rate of fire. But even then, you wouldn't benefit it as much as you would for like brutal or fierce. Either way, it's a 204. They're everywhere these days. Not a big deal. Next up, we have more of the same, a 182 and a 163 SVD. All bad talents, mediocre headshot damage. But we do have a lot of blueprints though, and our 268 gear score blueprints are up first. So at the top we have Firecrest knee pads for 702 credits. This is another rank 40 purchase. Next up, blind knee pads at 699 credits, also a rank of 40, and we do have a few decent weapon blueprints here. We have a PP19 and a surplus SVD, but in the interest of time, I'm going to stop right here and head over to the DZ. If you're looking for some new gear sets, this guy might be your first good stop. There's a lot to look over here. Alright agents, last stop, welcome to the DZ, and it looks like a barren wasteland. Man, I've been in the DZ 3 times since the expansion dropped, and I've only seen one other agent the entire time. This is a complete 180 of last week, and it's actually kind of nice. Alright, let's check out the DZ3 vendor to see if he can rescue our week from bad weapons, and a spoiler alert, he's only going to make it worse. Take a look, guys. 182 converted SMG for 53,000 DZ dollars, 36% critical hit damage, and I know you guys can see the rest at the bottom. Talents are pretty crusty here as well. As you can see, another double thing is going on here as well with two PF45 sidearms, both pistols, both 204 gear score, and a DZ rank of 80. Now, they're both in the neighborhood of 77,000 DZ dollars, and as far as talents go, again, nothing that special. You know, maybe they added weapon recalibration because they knew this week was coming. Next up, 229 weapon, the FAL for 274,000 DZ dollars. 229s are always going to be a rank of 90, so keep that in mind. This one has 22% armor damage, 650 rounds per minute with 20 in the mag unmodded. Adept, Provident, and Determined, another letdown. The FAL was absolutely horrible in Vanilla Division, but that was before armor shred. The overpowered G36 is just shredding the competition right now, so why spend money on this when you can be farming for a, like a 204 G36 that will outdo this even at a higher gear score. I'll try these weapons out in the future, but I don't see burst weapons being any better right now until their damage comes up a bit. As for blueprints, you see it right here, guys. The only thing worth noting is another LVOAC for 212,000 DZ dollars. All in all, a disappointing week, but damn, there is a lot of stuff to go over, man. I mean, I didn't even go over everything I wanted to. Now, hopefully those underground caches will work their magic for you, because there is definitely nothing here of value. But that's all she wrote, agents. As always, thank you guys for watching and for supporting the smaller YouTuber. Stay up to date on everything The Division or Destiny related by following me on Twitter at SlyNation. Until next time, agents, this is your boy Sly. Done. Gone. Out.
Ammo inbound. Zone B secure.